Welcome back to the yoga session for spinal assessment and management. Now we're going to move on and progress to a yoga flow, and we do a modified sun salutation as it's known, and what it's going to do is going to take us through a variety of functional movements, things like the lunge, and take the patient from spinal flexion to spinal extension, and getting used to moving between those postures, hopefully with a reduced pain. So it looks something like this. So we start at the top of the mat, and just have the feet shoulder width apart. They don't need to be together. In yoga, they've got an obsession with adduction. There's no need to do that. So stand with feet shoulder width apart, right at the front of the mat. You want to be in a nice, strong position, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands on top of our thighs, and then we just slide down, okay, as far as we can go. Lots of your patients won't be able to get this far. From here, we're going to put the hands on top of the knees and then extend the back as much as we can. So you might need to bend your knees on this one in order to get that spinal flat back. This is like a tabletop position. Okay, my hamstring is quite flexible, so that's not too much of an issue for me. Then we're going to bend the knees and place the hands to the mat. We step back with the right leg, we step back with the left leg. So we're into this kneeling press up position. Then we're going to transition down to the mat. This is chaturanga. And then from here, we're going to push forwards into the cobra. Coming back down, we're going to push up into 4-point kneeling, lift the heels, and then up into downward dog. Just hang out in downward dog for a couple of breaths. Then we're going to take the left leg behind us, and then we're just going to bring the left leg through into a lunge position. We're going to come up into this lunge position and just reach high. So nice hip flexor stretch on the other side. We're going to come back down again, pressure down, back into that press up position or the kneeling position, doesn't matter what it is. And then all we're doing is we're just swapping over. So on this one, we can just swap over back into that kneeling position, reaching back down with the hands, taking this leg back into this position, press up position, or this position, doesn't really matter. Coming back down again into the spinal extension. We might be able to get here, we might only be able to get here, it doesn't really matter. What matters is we get the patient moving back. We might go through child's pose and then back into downward dog. Okay, from here what we can do is we can kneel down, move the hands back, and then just stand up. It's a nice modified version of that complete movement. So if we look at that again, this time a bit more advanced. Hands on top of the thighs, we slide forwards and down, coming back up into a flat back position. Bending the knees so the hands can touch the floor. One leg back, then the other leg back. We can always go into this kneeling position. From here, chaturanga, which is just that eccentric press up. Then we push forwards into upward dog or into a cobra position, which is more likely with your patients. Coming back into either child's pose, if we need to rest, or into the press up from the knees. Then we can just bring up into the press up position, extending my leg, bringing it forwards, coming up into that lunge position, coming back down, extending back, swapping over with the legs, extending up, coming back down again, press up or press up from the knees, down chaturanga, and then into cobra or upward dog. Okay, and then here, back into downward dog, into that position. Coming down onto the knees, slowly walking back with the hands, stepping up. And that is the modified sun salutation for patients with back pain. That's much harder than it looks. Now it's your turn to go and have a go.